How's it going, everybody? This is Dale from Upstate Bets. I'm here with my partner Reoz. We're bringing you guys some NFL Week 10 action over here on Prize Picks. So if you haven't signed up for Prize Picks yet, be sure to use promo code Upstate when you do go ahead and sign up. On a day like Sunday, there's also some NBA content. We don't do videos for NBA on Sunday. We focus on the NFL. But if you want to pair up players in the NFL plus with players that you like, whether you get them from our Patreon or whether you get them from anywhere else, you can pair them up with players in NBA. There's college basketball over here. There's college football. There's Euro sports. There is esports. There's a ton of different ways to do player props over here on PrizePicks. So I highly recommend joining if it's available in your state. It's available in pretty much most states as it continues to grow. Across the pretty much across the globe, PrizePicks is growing. So sign up using promo code Upstate, and they'll match your first deposit all the way up to $100. So I spoke about the Patreon a little bit, but Riaz is about to give you more details on the Patreon.
You definitely want to check out the Patreon. Like I said before, we were 10 days straight hitting over on the Patreon. Yesterday, we did not have that great of a day, but we're already starting off Saturday, hitting an early two-pick power in the NBA, and we are super excited to continue to give out winners over there. We dropped the price from $20 to $15, so even a better deal. We thought $20 was a steal. We dropped it for you guys to make it an even better value, so highly recommend checking it out. We're going to have picks for the Germany game on Sunday, the early slate for NFL, so you're going to have picks all throughout the day, starting at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time all the way until 8:30, and even more with the NBA games. We cover NBA Monday through Sunday and every single NBA slate, showdown slates, main slates. You do not want to miss out. We have been red hot. Dale has been unbelievable, not only on NBA and NFL, so you definitely want to check out the Patreon.
Yeah, starting off the season, with NBA and NFL combined, 19-6 right now. I mean, not to start the season, to start November, and you mentioned too, we went 10 straight days without missing a two-pick power over on the Patreon as well. Like I said, yesterday was a little bit of a slump, but we come back today and hit another two-pick power. So November's been absolutely, a blessing for us. Thank you to everyone that signed up so far. But let's dive into the video. Our NBA videos, we do one pick each. Over here for the NFL, we take two players between me and Riaz. So I'll take two, Riaz takes two, and you can punch them in however you would like. You don't have to punch them in. This is a way you can either start your research, or in the comment section is always open as well if you want to talk about more picks. So let's dive right in. The first guy I want to get to is in receiving yards. One of the top guys I like on the board going to be Donovan Peoples-Jones. I really like his line at 43.5. I mean, most sports books have him a lot higher than this. FanDuel Sportsbook has him at 47.5, and I've seen it as high as 50.5. So if you're watching this video early, maybe it's Saturday night, why don't you punch this one in early if you do really like this line? I think it's a really good line for him because he's getting 69.4 yards in his last 5 games. He's played really well down the stretch too, and so was Jacoby Brissett. He's been very, very good, hitting almost 250 yards in 5 out of his each last 5 games. Miami is 9th in passing yards per game as well. They allow 245 passing yards per game, and they're 3rd in completion percentage allowed to opposing quarterbacks. So Miami, like I said, they're a high-powered offense, but they haven't been as great on the defensive end. They're kind of like how the Chiefs have been for the past couple of years. They want to pour on points. They want to keep Tua and that speed with Hill and Waddle on the field and just pour on points. And Cleveland, they are more of a rushing team, but I do feel like they're going to have to really compete with this Miami passing attack. And he's gotten a lot of deep yard catches. He's gotten 2 20-yard catches in his last 2 games. And the Miami Dolphins allow 10.8 yards per completion to opposing wide receivers. So if he can normally do what he does, he's not a guy that's going to go out there and give you 10 receptions on 12 targets. He's not that type of player, but he is the type of player that can definitely catch a deep ball on 4 or 5 targets in this game, and I really like this prop.
Without a doubt, I've been all over Peoples-Jones for a while now because he has been crushing this line. I'm gonna stay here in receiving yards with T.J. Hockenson, and he has been unbelievable. In these last couple of games, I know he got traded, but even before he was on this Vikings team, we saw a big outburst against Seattle for 179 yards. And the 2 games prior, before getting traded, he had 48 and 80 yards receiving. And then he gets traded to a much better Vikings team with a ton of weapons around him, a much better quarterback, and goes out there and gets targeted 9 times and has 9 catches all of his targets for 70 yards. He stepped into this offense. This offense looks great going against this Buffalo defense, coming off a really bad loss with Josh Allen injured. Not sure what the status for him is right now. I think he's a true day to day. He could be good to go for this game, which will only help TJ Hawkinson out more. This game could be a shootout. The fact that his line is still this low, considering he's really stretched a ton of games out where he's very active running routes. He's not sitting there blocking. He is a huge target, and I think Kirk Cousins really loves the addition here. He loves tight ends, and I think Hawkinson is going to continue what he's doing. So really like this 45.5 over.
Yeah, and that was a great, immediate impact play for the Vikings, who've been a really good team all season. A really good team coming out of the NFC. And not a lot of people are talking about them right now. Like, you look at the Vikings record, they're like, wow, they have one loss, and you don't even realize it. But this team has been absolutely sensational. And on the offensive end, adding Hawkinson has been absolutely great for them as well. So really like that pick. He should get a ton of looks against that Buffalo team as well. The next guy I want to get to is I'm going to take an under. I don't think I've took an under on the NFL so far this season. The brain kind of navigates to the overs, but this one kind of stuck out to me. I'm going to take Sam Ellinger under 28.5 pass attempts. And the reasoning is why, well, they added Jeff Saturday, and he loves to run the ball. I mean, even back in his days when he was in his playing days, if you go online, you can find a conversation between him and Peyton Manning where they wanted the Colts to run the ball more. And I know back then was a lot different. The whole league was a lot different. This is more of a passing league, but Vegas hasn't been great either. They're 18th in rushing yards allowed and 9th in rushing attempts allowed. So teams, when they play the Raiders, they love to run the ball. I know a buddy of mine's a Raiders fan. He's like, I'm telling you, pepper Jonathan Taylor this week, and that's a huge factor that they have JT back in the lineup. They also added Zach Moss as well, and I think they're going to use both those two guys a ton. I know, Jonathan Taylor is still probably a little banged up. I don't know if he's going to see his 20 to 25 carries, but even between him and Zach Moss, I do see them reaching that 27 mark that the Raiders have been allowing, and even Ellinger can run the ball a little bit, ran for about 30 yards last week, so I don't think they're going to be throwing it. Jeff Saturday, I think he's going to stay really, really conservative in his debut and try to get a win against Vegas here, just a little confidence boost for the team, and I do think that he's going to tell it, his OC, his offensive coordinator, let's play cool in this matchup, and let's not throw Ellinger 30 times in this game. So I'm just going with the narrative here and playing that script, and hopefully it works out for us.
I love that script. I think Jonathan Taylor coming back really helps out this offense. They want to get the running game going, and the big thing, like you said, Sam Ellinger has great legs. He is not afraid to just put his head down and run, and I think him and Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss are going to be running all over this for this LA Las Vegas Raiders defense. But I'm going to jump over here to the rushing yards with Latavius Murray. His line is way too low. It is at 35.5. He has hit this line 4 out of the 5 times in the last 5 games. I love that the Broncos are coming off a bye. They had a really good win, and Latavius Murray played really well in London against the Jags. And I think with him getting finally a rest, being flip-flopped from different teams so far in this season, he has really stood out to me, especially his rushing yards. He is super active. He is going to be the workhorse for this Denver Broncos team. We saw Mike Boone play. He is no longer going to be playing with how well Latavius Murray has been playing, and Melvin Gordon's been dealing with a ton of fumble issues. So they're going to use Latavius Murray a lot more. He got a full week of just studying the playbook, getting comfortable in the offense, and I think that's a really big key here too. This isn't the best matchup against Tennessee. They have a really great rush defense, but I think volume is key here. He's going to have 15, maybe even 20 carries this game, and at a line at 35.5, it is just way too low. I cannot see him not hitting this line. This is probably my favorite play on the slate.
I really like the fact he's coming off the bye week too. Like you said, his comfortability is definitely grows now in this Denver offense. Has some time to kind of work out with them, have some practices, and I think this is a really, really good line, and a line that definitely may jump up a little bit after seeing how well he's performed in his last 5 games. I know one of them was last year, against Pittsburgh, but even in his 4 so far, he still played absolutely well. So Latavius Murray looks really good, and so we're gonna rock with these 4 guys. Like I said, we do have the under in there as well. like we usually take overs here, so the under is a little bit different for us. So however you guys want to play these, you want to play these as 2-pick powers, pair up however you want with them, pair them up with some NBA guys, however you want to do it. And if you're on the Patreon, as always, thank you so much. Thank you for tuning into the video as well. If you never want to miss another video from us, please hit that subscribe button and the bell notification, as well as check out the TikTok. I do other picks over on the TikTok as well. I do 2-pick powers over there. So thank you all for the support across all the platforms, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.